Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second campaign of the Role-Playing for Charity 3 campaign. I don't even know how to intro this anymore. It's nice to be able to cuss, though. I felt bad the entire time that Mini-Wheat was here because I was just like, can't curse. What am I supposed to say? I don't know. My vocabulary is not what it normally is right now. So, what's going on, guys? We got a brand new cast in here. I'm joined by the second crew. We've got Neal, a.k.a. Koibu, Maggie, a.k.a. MargaretKrohn on Twitter, Geoff, aka iNcontroL, and CohhCarnage himself. In this game known as Balrish Runeforge. I think he might be a dwarf, guys. I think he might be a dwarf. We'll go around here. You guys can do a quick introduction and any shout outs or anything like that you have in terms of the people that have donated to you. So Neal, why don't you actually start us off?
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Neal Erickson, also known as Koibu, if you've never heard of me before. I'm the DM, and this is going to be fun. Let's see. I don't have any shout-outs, but I've got a whole bunch of NPCs that get to be named.
Nice.
And these names are fantastic, guys. Also, due to donations, the first 2 times I roll a 20 to hit the party, like a natural 20, a critical hit against the party, they get to be re-rolled. So you can thank the donators out there.
Thank you, donators.
Thank you, donators.
Less dead.
Because we all know that Neal just makes those up. So the first 2 rolls are just not going to be 20.
It's like, look at that. We got him out of the way.
Yeah, yay. Cool. Anything else, Neal?
I'm just excited to play.
Awesome stuff. Maggie, what's going on with you? Who are you? And any shout outs for your donators?
Well, I am Margaret. I think that was pretty easy. That got that out of the way. I have a lot of stuff that people. Oh my gosh! So we just hit another mark. We got over $1,000.
Nice. So
I have a lot of things that I'm going to have. There's quite a few people. I'm going to be rolling actual dice. So see. So 3 people are going to be winning a group of those each of those dices, and I'm going to send them to them,
nice.
As well as. I have a whole bunch of shout-outs. Do I give them when is the shout-out part? Here,
I mean,
now?
it now works, yeah.
Now works?
Just read off the names, ma'am.
Okay, so Yobolu.
Yeah, this is great.
Dirk, David, Scott, Roy, Roger, Alex, Scott, Anonymous, Greg,
Shout out to
Gabby,
Anonymous.
Shout out to Anonymous.
Martin,
Anonymous, what?
Fabian, Kenneth, Aaron, Eric, Benjamin. Oh, Benjamin, you weren't supposed to get a shout out, but you got one anyway. Daniel, Clayton, Russell. Oh God, this is how many? How is this gonna go? Okay, and Alex. Thank you guys so much. All of you got shout outs for donating over $24. So big thank you to you. And then also, there's going to be a bunch of people who are getting characters within my story. So as we are talking about stuff, I'm going to bring up their names randomly because they're going to be part of my background story. So thank you guys to those.
Cool.
And we also got a whole bunch of things. So I achieved Bling, which is going to be my character will spend all of their starting gold on useless finery. Friendship is magic, which my character is now allied with an evil force in the DM's world. So congratulations, Neal. I'm now allied with some evil force that you're going to tell me about. Although this may have some disadvantages and my group may find out and try to kill me. But for now I have access to a black market with exotic items that I can get on a discounted price. Level up, I get to gain an extra level, which I think you already added for me, right? And then blasphemy, my character will speak loudly and vigorously against a D&D deity of your choice. That's you guys. Neal can put up a poll of whatever.
I pick Neal. I choose Neal.
Choices of whatever he wants,
you
and
hate
then chat
Neal.
can choose.
Yep.
Raised Dead, one of my past roleplay characters is going to come back to life, and Neal gets to pick which one. And as soon as we meet them in the game, I get to play that character as well. And then Blind Fury.
Can you send me a list of your past characters?
Sure, yes. And then Blind Fury, my character will face their next set of foes while blindfolded. So that should be interesting.
This is going to be a fucked up campaign.
I have a feeling that my character is just going to like.
I already know what's coming for Geoff. I already know what I have.
Nonstop. And then I also have some kind of wondrous, which my character receives magic item. And this final one is the one that we just achieved, which is Barrage. I run headlong into the middle of the enemies every single time. So that's just going to be. It's going to be fun. And
Awesome.
If you guys didn't know, are we running through what characters that we're playing?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Sure,
we can introduce our characters now, or it doesn't matter.
Okay, I'm going to be
no
playing a
rules to this.
barbarian named Rhaegar. So yeah,
Awesome.
there's going to be more stuff. So if you keep donating, we'll be continuing to do stuff, and I may have to switch into a duck suit at some point. So we'll see how that goes.
Switch into a duck suit, like you as a person?
Yeah. Like I get a duck mount in the game, and then I can
help you with that. I got a bunch of ducks.
I also go and I will put on a duck suit. So if you guys want to see me in a duck suit, it's like super geeky. It's not some like sexy duck.
I was just gonna say, is it sexy duck or are we talking? No, okay.
It's super dorky duck. Who makes a sexy duck and who wants
it's out
to be...
there. That's a silly. You know it. You know it's out there.
Wants to wear a sexy...
I'm gonna Google sexy duck right now.
Oh God, no, JP, no. Okay.
Sexy
go
duck.
On, go to the next person.
So how far away from you from the duck suit are we exactly?
It's right there. Do you want me to go grab it?
No. I meant how many dollars?
Oh, the dollars. It's about $2,000 away. So that's my max. That was my max goal. So.
Let me go check my PayPal real quick.
Although my work said that they might donate enough to make sure that I.
There we go. That's the best sexy duck that I could find on Google.
Where'd you post it?
I believe it.
Or is it on the screen right now?
Oh, that's nice.
Hold on, let me put play because I'm not actually watching the stream.
This does not surprise. Oh, okay, that does surprise me.
I don't see it.
That's.
Or did you post a link? Oh, it's in the chat.
You don't see it. It's best you don't see it, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't.
It's best I don't see it.
Yeah.
It's redirecting me.
It's literally a fried duck that is posed in a sexy position. That's what 5 seconds with Google yielded.
Yep.
I'm guessing there is a sexy duck costume out there.
There might be.
There's so many colleges. It's happened.
It has to have happened.
It has happened.
It has to.
That is not a sexy duck. That is creepy. That is the creepiest, grossest looking duck I've ever seen in my life, JP.
Maybe so.
Oh my God, I wouldn't even want to eat that duck.
I'd probably eat it. It's pretty sexy. Jeff, can you introduce yourself and do some shout outs to your donators?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new to Roleplay, or at least my participation in it, my name's Jeff. I'm iNcontroL, a StarCraft 2 professional everything. I will be playing Spec Person III today, who is a person that I've injected this character into other role plays before. We have a lot of fun. There's a misconception, though. I've already raised quite a bit of money, and I want to give one big shout-out, of course, to everyone that donated, but specifically by name, Eric Whitman, who I opened up my page, made it, and I was like, JP, is this right? He's like, yep. And then like 2 seconds later, Eric Whitman gives $500 towards the charity. And it was, I didn't, like, how does a guy process it that fast? He's like, charity page? Jeff? Sure, $500. Boom.
Yep.
That's just super, super, super generous. So huge shout out to him. And of course, everyone else that donated, big and small. There's $100 donations, there's more than that, and then there's less than that. And everybody it's just going to a good cause, so thank you very much. And then, of course, big shout out to Wizards of the Coast, JP, and all the Roleplay family for putting this on and asking me to participate, because I love that at least once a year I get to participate in I want to do more, obviously, but this is the big one. A charity event makes me feel good about the stuff we do. So thank you all. Thank you for tuning in. But the misconception, this is a completely disjointed sentence, or whatever it is, paragraph, I don't know. It's not if I reach $2,000 that I become God as a character. It's if someone donates $2,000, which would be my entire goal, but it would obviously exceed that at this point in time. So it's supposed to be really hard to reach. It's supposed to be exuberant beyond belief. And if you do that, I do become God, and I've cleared it with Neal. I will not then ruin the show for everybody else. I promise. I will be a fair and fun-loving God.
Oh my gosh. Can he be the God that my character hates?
Yeah,
and just like talks about
Neal can choose.
The chat has to choose, so we'll see.
So if it's out there, that's fine. But as far as tiers go, I set up some pretty fun ones, and like I said, people were just insanely generous beforehand. So to start off the show, I'm like 3 or 4 tiers into being paranoid. I'll have to check to see which ones were given, but I have to ask multiple people for sex. I have to slap several people. And $500, my character will inexplicably challenge the closest person to a duel. So that's all guaranteed to happen.
Okay.
And there's other tiers there. Just check out the page. But thank you all. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. CohhCarnage, who are you, sir? Redo it. Who are you, sir, and what do you do?
Hi. Well, I am a full-time Twitch streamer, and I will be playing Balrish Runeforge today. Yeah, I just want to give a huge shout-out to all the amazing donators. This has been a phenomenal cause. We broke our goal this morning while playing the new Civ game of over $1,000, and surprisingly, almost everyone. I only have like a few people that actually claimed goals. Most people were just honestly awesome. Just happy to contribute to this cause. So I just want to give a huge shout out to my community and everyone who's donated today. You guys are awesome. And also a huge shout out to JP for setting all this up. It's just absolutely incredible to see everyone come together for something so great. So really cool. That's really about it.
Cool. Neal, did you watch the last 3 hours?
Oh, I did.
Would you like to roll for my spells now? So I can just have them.
Yeah, do it. Give me the link and tell me what I need to roll because I think Adam was getting them from a player book or something. Do you have the player book? Okay, is it just random? What level spells are they?
Well, I hit my goal of 2,000, so I get 1/7, 1/8, and 1/9.
Damn.
1/7, 1/8, and 1/9.
Yeah, chosen at random.
Okay, your seventh level spell is Force Cage.
Okay. What does that do?
Can you look that up on your own, or do you need me to give you?
I can figure something out. You'll have to tell me like the specifics.
Here's a link to, in addition to all the sexy ducks that have been linked in chat.
Nice.
Here is the link to a list of all the spells.
Okay.
Your 9th level spell is.
That was 7th, right?
Yeah, it was 7th.
Okay.
Come on. Your 8th level spell is Holy Aura.
Okay.
And you know what? To be honest, these are not all these are not all cleric spells.
Yeah, that sounds cleric.
Wizard spells, but it's okay. You get a cleric spell, JP.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, let's branch out. And your 9th level spell is where's the 9th level spell? Fuck it, you get Wish.
Okay.
Cool.
There you go. Why not? That's for the kids, right?
Yep. All right.
The kids.
Also, I don't know how you're going to work this in there. I've also got a land boat outside that's being pulled by 100 duck-sized horses. It has the Wu-Tang Clan, which are just a bunch of ducks on it. I cheat death whenever I take a fatal blow. I get an extra fireball, as well as another extra fireball, so 2 fireballs every time I rest. Captain Helgar is hanging out, and I've got Inspector Duck on my shoulder who's following me around.
That's why you said I've got a bunch of ducks. I was like, I guess
on.
you could make ducks, and you're like, no, I've got a bunch of ducks.
Yeah.
We
You
really
actually
like
do.
ducks, apparently.
That's if you knew Zanzel, Maggie, you would know why the ducks are relevant.
I have severe duck envy right now.
Okay. All right. That's
Oh, I see what you did there. My God.
all right,
What's
cool.
You replaced the you with
Neal, let's fuck your campaign up.
So, the whole party is gathered around in a tavern named the Cosmic Fog, and you guys are seated around this table. You'd heard that there was something going on in the town of Bulwar, which is where you are now, from your companions down the road. Actually, Zanzil had heard that there was something going on in Bulwar a couple weeks ago when he was adventuring with the other people. And so you guys are here looking for whatever this trouble is in this town, wherever this Dragon Mask cult might be. So for the moment being, you're just hanging out around this tavern bar. Do you guys want to describe your characters and kind of what you look like and your mannerisms as you sit around and scarf food down your face?
Sure. Spec Person the Third is a fighter, or in perhaps another life he was a knight. I don't think he has such a high rank currently, but he wears 3/4 plate mail. He's pretty nondescript, has a
Couldn't
large
even get
nose.
full plate in this fucking goddamn.
Maybe it's
Neal.
full plate. I don't know. He's
It is
got armor on.
chainmail with a shield.
There you go. It's got chainmail with a shield on.
Okay.
Sandy, brownish, blonde hair, gray eyes, and that's it. That's his whole thing.
Cool. Maggie, who's your character?
Rhaegar is a barbarian. He's very, very buff. He works out, He kind of walks around with he's got like these leather armor pants that he wears, and no shirt, just always flexing and pexing. And he has like this little strap that he kind of keeps all his weapons in the back of him, and he carries around his like martial weapons, and also a set of drums. like little bongos.
Okay. All right. Cool. What? You're a human, right?
Yeah, I'm human.
Okay. Cool.
Just chilling, drinking some beer, ale.
Great.
CohhCarnage.
Yeah.
I'm Balrish, and Balrish is one half of a 2-person search team with his brother Nikanj, who is the more magic-oriented of the two. He is the fighter. He is a swing first, jump in first, and then look where he's going kind of guy. Rather immature, kind of likes to interrupt for things that usually aren't very intelligent or well-spoken. And very driven, but still not really sure where he's going.
Okay. All right. Zanzel the Zesty is a 90-year-old wizard that wears a purple gown that also can be turned inside out to just be a gray gown. He's got a duck on his shoulder, a crazy-looking staff, and yeah, that's it. We're good.
Cool. So you guys are all seated around your table. It is a late afternoon, like an hour and a half before sun goes down, and it's nice weather outside. There's a slight breeze. All the doors to the tavern are open. Everyone's sitting down, kind of having like a relaxing late afternoon. The bar hasn't even filled up yet. It's just the early crowd who's getting here. And they're all just kind of hanging out and doing whatever.
Spec Person the Third stands up, leans in close, and says, "Spec Person the frickin' Third thinks there's some no good crap going on here." Then he walks to the table next to him, and who's there, Neal?
There's 4 people, 3 guys and 1 woman. They're all just kind of having a chat.
Looks at the woman dead in the eye, standing, kind of awkwardly just askew of the table, but staring at her. And about 6 seconds passes, and he says, "Spec Person the Third would like to have sex with you. Will you have sex with Spec Person the Third?"
The guy sitting right next to her gets to his feet and starts walking towards you. He's about 5'10", but he's broad. He's like 5'10", 230, 240, and it looks like it is all beer belly. He's just got this huge gut that hangs out. And he stumbles over towards you and goes, "Hey, it's my sister you're talking to.
Yeah,
you better back off."
You
I
slap
him,
him?
Neal. Yeah, I have to.
You slap
It's for
him?
the kid. It's for the
For the
kid.
kids.
Yeah,
All right.
slap.
For the kids.
Roll to hit, D20 plus 5.
It's a 16.
16. You slap him across the face, dealing 4 damage to him. He stumbles backwards momentarily, and the bartender yells out to you guys, "Hey, knock that off! This is a nice place. Won't have any violence in my bar."
I shoot a glance at the bartender and says, "Spec Person the Third doesn't make any quandaries. Does Spec Person the Third think you should have sex with him?"
What? What is that? I don't.
Spec Person the Third wants to rephrase. Spec Person the Third wants you to have sex with him.
No!
Okay.
And you know what? You get out of my bar! You stop hassling my customers!
Well, that didn't take 5 minutes.
And as if on cue, a middle-aged man, fairly well built, but suffering from this massive wound in his gut that is like soaking his clothing with blood, stumbles in through the front door and collapses on the ground.
I rush over to him and cradle him in my arms, and then I lean in real close, Neal, and I say, "I'm sorry, I have to get this all out of the way, guys. This is before." He says, "Spec Person the Third wants to know if you want to have sex as well."
I can't.
What is Spec Person the Third wearing right now?
Chainmail armor and a shield.
Does he have pants?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so my character Balrish walks over to Spec Person the Third, holding his half-filled ale, and he pulls the front of his pants open, and he pours his beer down the front of Spec Person the Third's pants, and he says, "You need to have sex with this man."
To the wounded guy who's like collapsed on the ground,
Rager's, like,
bleeding out.
Drinking,
Yeah, that's
and
correct.
he just like starts spitting like all his beer out his nose and like drops it and starts like chuckling hardcore.
I take a long drag from my pipe and mouth to mouth feed it to Inspector Duck on my shoulder and just go, "Oh, Inspector Duck, what have we got ourselves into?"
The
Spec Person
bartender.
the Third thinks Balrash is correct. I need to have sex, but maybe now's not the time. I Spec Person the Third apologizes.
The bartender hops over the bar, and a couple of other patrons run over to see what's going on, including one of the serving girls. And the man, you roll him over on his back, and he's kind of wheezing a little bit. And in his hand is clutched a medallion that's silver with a soft, glowing red gem in the middle of it. Or maybe it's glass, you're not sure. But the red glass or gem is softly glowing and kind of pulsing in and out. And he says, bandits or cultists, something on the road to the north.
Hey, Spec, they might want to have sex with you, maybe. Might have good luck.
Spec Pest in the Fed likes the prospects of this. We should check it out.
We should. We should. I just kind of like look at the rest of the people in the bar, like, good day, folks.
The entirety of the bar has come over to look at this, and they're all talking between themselves. That one of the people ran out to go get a healer, and everyone else is hurriedly talking about, oh my God, are these the bandits that have been around here? What's going on? Maggie, you know the bandits that these people are talking about are the bandit gang that you are affiliated with. Your mission has been to side with these people in like an attempt to scope out the town and figure out what's valuable and where you can attack and where its weak points are and that sort of thing.
Okay. I just act cool, chill.
Yeah, but you would also know that the bandits you're working with wouldn't attack anyone on the road yet. They're playing the long game here. So this is definitely someone else.
Before we leave, Neal, Spec goes over to the bartender and orders a keg, by the way. Keg.
A keg.
A keg.
Just as much alcohol as he can.
I thought he said cake at first, but keg, okay.
The bartender...
Can you also get me a cake?
Do they have cake at this bar? This is
Spec
important.
Pest, yeah. No, you guys want cake? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, cake. Get me
I'd
some
like
cake.
some cake, please. Yes.
Spec Pest in the Fed will also take all the cakes you got.
Bartender shakes his head and says, someone help that man. And he walks back into the kitchen, brings out an angel food cake with some whipped cream and some questionable strawberries that are chopped all over it, and also sets aside next to it a keg of something.
Rhaegar takes the cake and just like puts his whole face in it.
Well, I mean, it's an angel food cake, so your head fits right in the middle, and now you have a cake collar around you. The whipped cream's all...
Spec Pest in the Fed wants to tell you that's a dangerous thing to do. The cake could suffocate you. It could just suffocate you right now.
I mean,
Bars
I guess...
does not care and begins to eat the cake from around the neck of Rhaegar.
Yeah. Jesus.
Although as a dwarf, he had to partially climb up Rhaegar, so he is now
I help you out.
on to the front of Rhaegar.
I let you like chill
Slowly.
on my like giant swole muscle.
There we go.
I like
perfect.
help you up. Like.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I like Margaret's vision of a gigantic, muscly man. People climb on muscles.
He's a little dwarf. I'm like a huge human. I don't know.
I just begin to
little.
chug the keg, by the way, until I can't anymore.
Okay.
A
few moments later, one of the clerics comes over, leans in, mumbles some arcane words, and a soft blue light shines over the wounded man, and his labored breathing becomes nice and restful and shallow, and his eyes, instead of being half open, go wide. And with a deep inhalation, he takes stock of his surroundings and looks up to see Rhaegar, this giant, beefy guy with a dwarf on his bicep, standing next to Spec Person the Third, and goes, "Oh my God, you have to help us. My caravan. I'm a traveling merchant. I sell costumes and designs of that sort of thing. My name is Nealbot." And
oh God.
and these strange men in robes with short swords and quarterstaffs attacked me. I managed to take down a few and rip this off the neck of one of them before I left. I think they thought I was dead. Here, he hands it to Rhaegar.
I like in one hand I grab the bauble thingy, wood bobber, and in the other I'm like take another chunk of the cake and like shove it in my mouth. I'm like, this is like I try to kind of pretend like I know what it is, but I don't. And then I show it to my friend here, my dwarven friend.
I take a quick glance at it and then go back to eating the cake.
Spec Pest in the Fed thinks you should share that to Zesty. Zenzel. He's Spec thinks he knows what it is.
Whatever he just said, yes.
And then I hand it
two.
over I like hand it over to you while trying to make sure that like the dwarf doesn't fall off my arm.
Okay. And so I grab this. Neal, what am I looking at specifically?
It is a silver amulet on probably a stainless steel necklace. with a red gem or glass stone in the middle that has a soft pulsing red light coming out of it. The back of the gem is covered by metal as well, so you can only see it pulse from the front.
I put it up next to inspect a duck and have him bite it to make sure it's like real silver. Is it good?
Okay. He spits it back out at you. You know this to means that it's legit.
Yeah, I speak duck. Can I make an Arcana roll?
Please do.
Is that D20 plus that?
D20 plus your Arcana ability.
Okay. 23.
Boom. You look at this gem, this necklace, and hold in your hand, reflect light off it, and you've heard something about this before. It's not quite coming back to you, but you've definitely heard about the cultists having these weird red gem necklaces. You're not quite sure what it is, but it's definitely relating to the cultists that you've been searching for.
Okay, I relay that to the party. I think this is related to the cultist. Maybe when you finish the keg and the cake is gone and we could go investigate?
Spec person the third has finished the cake. It's all gone. It's fine. Spec person the third wants to prioritize what you want to do. It's fine. We do what you want.
Rhaegar takes like the rest of the cake that's left. Oh, well, puts down. What's your character's name again?
Balrish.
Puts Balrish down, grabs the rest of the cake, hands like half of it to Balrish, and then just like shoves the rest of it in his mouth. He's like, and I point at I point at Spec, and I do a thumbs up.
Spec was the third. You're welcome. From Spec.
So Balrish is going to walk over to the bartender, and he orders a mug. And he walks over and asks for the amulet. And then he turns around to the full bar, and he holds up the mug, and he holds up the amulet. And he goes, this mug is for the first person to volunteer any information about this amulet I'm holding.
One of the guys walks over. One of the guys that was sitting at the table with the woman and the big-bellied man that Spec Person Third almost got into a fight with. One of the guys walks over, looks at the amulet and says, "It has a red rock in the middle," and makes a grab for the mug.
I punch
Spec
him.
Person the Third shambles over and says,
Spec Person the Third wants to duel you.
All right. He gets his hand on the mug, and the two of you are wrestling over control of it. He ignores you, Spec Person the Third, so feel free to...
I expect that. No, that's fine. I just kind of fall over, actually.
Okay.
Can I roll to punch?
Go on with whatever you were going to do.
What were you going to say, Ko?
Can I roll to punch this man in the balls?
Please do. D20 plus 5.
It's a called hit.
Because I'm going to say you're proficient with your fists. 17. You crotch shot this guy, and his eyes go wide, his knees fold in, and he collapses down to the ground and buries his head in his crotch and just rolls over, moaning in the fetal position.
At this point, I look at Spec and I raise an eyebrow and he say, "He's all yours."
Spec is like passed out in a pile of like drool.
I am actually passed out right now.
Okay.
But he says this, and I lurch up.
Spec versus yeah, appreciate it.
I kind of crawl. Is the guy passed out, you said?
He's not passed out. He's just moaning and groaning on the ground.
I crawl over on all fours to him, lean in real close, and I say,
Spec Person the Third, I don't suspect you want to have sex now.
Oh, God, my balls. Oh, God, my balls.
Spec Person the Third understands this to be a range check. Spec Person the Third will ask again later.
So
and then I stand up.
Balrish stands back up and says, "Offer stands." He holds the beer, which is spilled a little bit, but still relatively there. And I say, "I want either a name or a place."
A lot of people exchange glances. No one says anything.
I'm staring at the shiny ruby.
The
Does anyone
bartender
look suspicious?
Only your party members.
Okay.
So I kind of shrug and look at Zanzil and motion to hand him the amulet. What do you think, man?
Well, we could probably go ask around in town. Didn't they have a thing downtown That in the town? Weren't they in the town? Who are you? He just looks at him. Then he like looks at his pipe and he looks back at you with like wide eyes.
I pull out a pair of like glasses with like they have kind of like a how am I trying to describe this? I don't know, like binocular thing going on one of them, so you can zoom in and like look closer. I don't know. You guys know what I'm talking about. I just can't mouth things. Monocle type of thing, but it's not a monocle. They're like legit glasses with a thing on it.
Oh.
Anyways, I hand it over to Zanzel, and I'm just like, "You look like you don't remember him. This is Balrish." And I hand him the glasses. I'm like, "Looks like you need to put these on."
So at this point, Balrish kind of cocks his head and he points at Zanzel's pipe and goes, "What is that?
The pipe?
And can I have some?"
Inspector Duck?
Yeah, jeweler's glasses. Those kind of things. That's what I'm trying to. You know.
What? That Inspector Duck says you smell funny.
Spec person
Denzel,
third
you're
wants to interject. Let's hold on here for just 1 minute. Give the man some of your pipe, and I'll give some people my pipe as well. It's fine. We can all do this fine.
Inspector Duck goes crazy and then takes a shit on the floor.
Look what you've done now, you hooligan.
The wounded man has left the tavern, and moved on.
Didn't he have somewhere to go that we were gonna follow? He might
Spec
have had...
person the third remembers that we're supposed to go fight some bandits.
Well, I've got a land boat outside that we could take.
Spec person the third would take your land boat.
Okay, let's go. I'll show you the ropes. On the
Is that the one with the big fan on the back?
Yep. Yep. That's the one. It's mine.
All right. I stand up and get ready
I
to
order another
step out.
beer and go with him.
Okay. The bartender says, "Well, I'll let you guys settle your debt when you come back, because you're looking out after the town and all. I appreciate that."
Spec
And then he glares
person
at
the
Spec
third,
Person
thanks,
the Third and says, "But you're still on thin ice, buddy."
He pointed at me and said that?
Yeah.
Spec person the third looks at him and winks.
There's a soft shudder that ripples through his spine. As the four of you gather your belongings and head out to your duck-laden land boat?
Yeah.
Duck-drawn land boat?
I'm saying land boat, but sometimes it comes out as Lambo. You can't really tell. Like it's a little,
Yeah.
it's a little both.
I mean, it's a Lambo
It
land
could be a
boat.
Lamborghini or a land boat.
Yeah,
Up to
it
you.
could be both.
Zanzel, what exactly am I looking at when I look at this land boat? What does it look like?
It's giant. Think Noah's Ark, but with wheels, and it's pulled by 100 duck-sized horses, and the crew is a bunch of ducks that are man-sized ducks.
Big ass
Yeah.
duck.
And this is just parked next to the tavern outside.
Yes. It actually dwarfs everything in the town. And we're
Okay.
going to drive it 2 houses down. So we're literally going to get on the boat, have it pulled for like half a second, and then we're just going to get off the boat and walk to wherever this guy went.
He went home. One of the guys shows you the way to his house. The guy's house is just down the street a little bit.
I don't walk anywhere, Neal. We take the boat.
You take the land boat.
Yeah, we take the boat.
And he doesn't even walk to the boat. I pick him up and give him like a piggyback ride type of thing, a
Yep.
shoulder ride,
Yep.
and that's how we get to the boat. So he never actually legit walks anyway.
So you pick him up to the boat. The boat like does this big U-turn because the house is literally just across the street.
Yep.
And then the boat pulls up next to the house.
As we
Margaret is Hodor. In case, yeah.
As we disembark, I'm like, "Thank you, Duck Quan. Have a good day. We'll see you soon." And then we walk off.
Okay.
Duck one.
You guys get to the person's house across the street much later than if you had just walked across. And he's sitting in there rubbing his chest. He's got his like shirt up, and there's a large slash across his belly that it's mostly healed over. And he's rubbing it and going, "God, that really hurt." So, you guys are like warriors or something, right? And your grandpa?
What? Who's?
Spec person the third demands you pay respect to Zesty Zanzel. Zesty Zanzel is duck
Well,
master around these
I
parts.
am a duck master. Yes. Yes, we are warriors. Yeah. What's it to you?
I just my cart was attacked by those bandits, or I don't know what bandits wear robes. Bandits usually wear armor. Anyway, my cart was attacked by bandits. We left it back up there. Oh my God! I left Buttercup Thunderhooves back there too.
Well, that's
Buttercup.
Is that a
Spec person
horse?
the third wants to ask you. Yeah, exactly. What in the hell is Thunderhooves? Thunderthighs? What is it?
Buttercup Thunderhooves, and that is my horse.
Well, Spec person the third wants to clarify it was your horse. Probably dead now, right?
Is it dead?
Shane! Shane! Says the wounded man. Says Nealbot. And you hear this large splashing noise coming from the back of the house. If you look on the map, you'll see that his house is actually parked along a waterway. And pulling itself up onto the dock and lumbering into the building is this like humanoid hippo with big hands that kind of come out to huge fat fingers and just lumbers into the house. It's like 7.5 feet tall, probably like 400 pounds. It's like a big gray man hippo. And it walks in.
Spec person the third walks up to it, Neal.
Mhm.
Leans in real close. It says, Spec person the third wants to know if you have sex normally or different. Do you like lay eggs?
I mate Snoo Snoo King. And he puts a hand on your shoulder and pulls you in tight and starts walking towards the water.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I go.
Okay,
Well,
everyone else,
he's gonna need 2 minutes.
you see Spec Person start to like take off his armor, and then Shane and Spec Person the third hop in the river, and then there's some splashing noises and some squealing, and all manner of things.
Well, do I need to do like a constitution check or anything like that, Neal?
I was like, what do we,
What
happens?
we'll just
now?
gloss over those details. For all we know, Mini Wheat may still be watching.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah. So the rest of you guys, is there anything you want to ask him? You want to look around his house? What
I
do you
guess I
want to do?
put my armor back on, by the way.
Yeah. But while you're out in the water splashing around,
Yeah.
the rest of the party, looking around the house, you see there's this large grayscale, it's probably like made out of charcoal or something, painting of a guy like smirking and looking very self-assured, hanging on the wall right next to the front door.
All right. Rhaegar like stares at the painting in deep, in what you think is deep thought, but really he's got like nothing on his mind because he's kind of dumb.
Can you
He's kind of like really
Rhaegar?
dumb. What?
Can you read?
He probably can't read. He has like a
Okay.
0 intelligence. I assume he
All right.
doesn't know how to do anything.
There's a label at the bottom of the painting, but you have no idea what it says.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm looking at it like I'm trying to read it really hard. Like I'm like some of the letters I recognize, but I can't.
Ballrich notices this and walks up and kind of looks at her looking at it and leans in and tries to read the bottom of the painting himself.
It says HD Kappa.
Oh, God.
The things you got to do, man.
I turn around and I announce, there's some kind of weird code on this painting.